it's really satisfying to see this whole thing come to fruition and to see the people that are involved in this. And that's the big thing. And yesterday we got our first quotes from the new ownership group. And, a lot of it's cliche, to be sure. But, I think it's meaningful to read some of them because it's the first words we're hearing from Patrick Zalewski. And I think within these quotes, there's little hints of things that are to come. And first and foremost, as an overview, and as I told you way back then, when you hear the names of these elite Tampa Bay businessmen and elite Florida businessmen that are going to be involved, understand why I am so excited about the Rays' future. And this whole media narrative that has been spun by some that these guys overpaid for the team and will they have enough money to run it is simply silly. When you look at the all-stars that are involved in this, it's really quite breathtaking. It's breathtaking, and when you come to the previous regime, I can use those words. I mean, it's like the Dodgers lineup and dare I say the Rays lineup. No, I don't want to say that. The Dodgers lineup and the White Sox lineup. I mean, seriously, these guys have very, very deep pockets and they know what they're doing. And some of the new names we know about: Patrick Zalewski, Dreamfinders Homes, UF Board of Regents, good friends with Ron DeSantis. He is the chief operating officer. Bill Cosgrove has ties to Tampa Bay as well, as his Union Mortgage has been the sponsor of the Gasparilla Bowl here, spends a lot of time in Tampa Bay. And once again, very, very deep pockets. He is going to be the co-chair. He's going to be the co-chair. Well-connected, very, very deep pockets. Will Weatherford, name that we have mentioned a few times, former Speaker of the House of the state of Florida. How does that work for political connections, Timmy? Does that help? Are they going to help out, get things done on the political track, you think? Will Weatherford, head of Weatherford Capital, who, by the way, now is also, he is the chairman of the board of trustees at USF. And what are they doing? What did he do there? What did he spearhead? The on-campus stadium. Yeah. He was the man that put that whole deal together and spearheaded the on-campus stadium. So you want to talk about guys that can get shit done? You want to talk about guys that know how to work within the community and work with the community and with our local leaders, solutions to a community problem and bring everybody together. Ladies and gentlemen, Will Weatherford. Oh, he got a stadium. He's already done it in Tampa Bay. At USF, where they said they'd never get that done. Well, go check out the construction that's going on the campus of USF. Welcome to the fray, Will Weatherford. Interesting. Fred Ridley, another name that we've known for a while, the chairman of Augusta National, where the most powerful businessmen in the freaking world gather. There is nowhere you will find more money, more successful businessmen. And by the way, everybody wants to be, if you're a businessman, if you don't know about the magic of Augusta National, to get into Augusta National is maybe the hardest thing to do. And you can't buy your way in. It doesn't matter how much money you have. You can't buy your way in. And Fred Ridley has done amazing things at the Masters to open up Augusta National with the ladies amateur, more TV time, more corporate involvement. I mean, he has transformed the Masters in a wonderful, wonderful way. Another incredible human being that has done more for women's golf in terms of Augusta National, women's golf in general. And an incredibly kind man and a wonderful person. And I've known him for 20 plus years. We just inducted him in the Florida State Hall of Fame a couple of years ago, and I sat down and did that induction interview with him. And it's just an incredible person. And these are when I said Tampa elite businessmen, this is what I was talking about. And I said, will they have the connections to get things done in Tampa and get a stadium done? 1,000%. 1,000%. And they're going to announce a bunch of other core investors with deep roots in Tampa Bay. Again, an all-star cavalcade of people, known businessmen in this town, that real estate development, political connections, restaurateurs, all that. It's going to be such a collection of Tampa Bay business all-stars coming together for one purpose, and that's to build a beautiful baseball stadium that is going to be accessible to so many more people in Tampa Bay. So many more people in Tampa Bay. And then do it and then run the team correctly. Yeah. I've always said that, what the Lightning have done here in Tampa Bay is amazing on so many levels. What Jeffrey Vinik has been able to do on so many levels. And at the core of what Jeffrey Vinik did was the community hero. That is the greatest community connector I've ever seen in the history of sports. Giving away $50,000 every single home game, not only giving the money to these charities, but connecting them with the Lightning, connecting them with the community, bringing everybody into a suite that is dedicated to the community hero, where they bring everybody in, they celebrate what's going on within that charity. And they've done it to the tune of over $50 million, I think. I should have that number in front of me. I don't. My point is, this is the spirit of community that has brought the Lightning 400 consecutive sellouts. It's a hockey team in the South. It's a hockey team. Do you know how many people grew up rooting for the Lightning that are over 40 years old? Nobody.
Nobody. They didn't exist.
Nobody. You know how many people grew up playing hockey in Tampa Bay? Like playing the sport and falling in love with the sport? That's over 40 years old? Nobody. We didn't have any rinks.
You had the Solar Bears back in the day up in Orlando.
I don't even think we had that.
Yeah, back in the 90s. They were around in the 90s.
Nobody. So how the hell did this you know why? Because of the community came together. They brought the community together and the power of community and what it can do. And now look how successful the Lightning are. A state-of-the-art stadium. And Mr. Vinik, when he came into then whatever the arena was called then, St. Pete Times Forum, put in tens of millions of dollars of his own money to update the arena and make it a first-class experience. So you put a venue in the middle of the market, give a first-class experience to the fans, start winning, because that all comes from it as well, connect with the community, go into the schools, hand out 250,000 hockey sticks, so every kid in Hillsborough County and Pinellas County has a Lightning hockey stick. And guess what? You become a very successful and popular franchise, and the sport of hockey explodes. And you win 3 Stanley Cups, 2 in the Vinik era. And that's hockey. Baseball, every kid for the last 100 years in Tampa Bay, has grown up with a mitt and a baseball and a bat. Almost every kid plays Little League. We love baseball. We don't like it. We love it. We love the game. We fall in love with it early on. It's part of the fabric of Tampa Bay. And as I've said, we've done it in terms of Major League Baseball so wrong on so many levels. We've effed this up. And still, you could argue the franchise has been successful. On the field, certainly. 3rd most wins since 2008. 6th most in the last 20 years. So on the field, 2 World Series appearances, 2 pennants, 4 division titles. Not bad. And we've done it on a shoestring budget. Like lowest payrolls almost every year in the bottom 5 of the league. In a stadium, in a dinosaur of a stadium on the edge of the market with an owner that couldn't give a rat's ass about the community. And we still averaged, 17,000 fans last year, 2 years ago at Tropicana Field? Sold out 56 games in Tampa. The only ones that didn't sell out were in the sauna of day games for the most part in a minor league stadium. Like, seriously, we could not F this up any more than we did. In a location on the edge of the market surrounded by water. It's been, and we've had 2 owners that have been horrible. The first one had to be removed, and so did the second one. For all the platitudes that have been thrown the former regime's way, a lot of it, especially coming from Major League Baseball, is just that. Meaningless stuff. Thanks to, you did great. Right. But we're forcing you out, in my opinion, according to multiple reports of threatening revenue sharing money and everything else. I'm not going down there. This is all positive. This is all positive.
Yeah.
But let's not be fooled, actually, what happened. This group, as I told you, handpicked by Major League Baseball. And then, as we told you they were going to do, start taking a few guys from this group, a few guys from that group. Mr. Work, Dr. Workman, you're worth $1 billion. You want to be part of the ownership group? Come on over. This is where it's going. It's not, we love Orlando, and we want Orlando to be a big part of the success of the future of this franchise. But you're not getting a team. We're going to put it in Tampa Bay. We love the Tampa Bay market because we know we've done everything wrong, and it's still been successful. So imagine, if you will, I haven't even mentioned Ken Babby. Oh, why don't we throw in a guy who's going to be the day-to-day business operator of the team? Why don't we throw in a guy who has tremendous marketing success with the AAA Jumbo Shrimp in Jacksonville, where they just put another $30 million into that beautiful stadium they have here. Their incredible attendance. They've done an unbelievable job with marketing and promoting that team in Jacksonville with a beautiful stadium, everything. It's a tremendous success. Same thing in Akron with the other team he owns. Incredible marketer, great promoter. You talk to the politicians in those areas that have worked with Ken Babby. Yeah. Little different tune than you'd hear from the politicians who have worked with ours. Just a little bit. The guy's unbelievable. Great community guy. Brought everybody together. Great art, energy, great creativity and marketing process. We haven't even marketed this team for 20 years. We're catering to the skateboard crowd. Oh, that was a brilliant marketing ploy. Those days are done, man. This guy knows how to market a team. You're going to see marketing and promotion stuff you have never seen from the Rays before. Never. And if there are anybody if there's anybody in the media that wants to, because they're attached so wonderfully to the former regime, that they want to poo-poo this group and say they don't have money, they don't do this, they don't, shut the hell up. You have no idea what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. I have a pretty good idea. And it's going to be incredible. I mean, you line up these all-stars that I just talked about, and there's so many more that are going to be announced. And these guys that have deep pockets, get shit done, have incredible political connections within the state. We need some state money, the county, the city, the area, and we'll bring everybody together. It's not going to be, oh, forget you, St. Pete, Pinellas. No, the next 3 years in Tropicana Field, maybe 4, will be a lot of cultivating that group of people to become part of the community and do it the right way, finally. This is what I've been talking about. We've always done it wrong. Terrible stadium, terrible location, awful ownership. Imagine, if you will, a state-of-the-art stadium on the water, Ybor Harbor, downtown, where all the infrastructure in terms of parking, and we have mass transit coming in there with Brightline in a few years. More to come with the trolley, extensions of the trolley, water taxis, ferries. You could take wherever. It's an urban community, so there's a lot of different ways you can get there and do things. And it becomes part of connecting downtown and Channel Side and that whole, all of the burgeoning downtown Tampa, Water Street, which Jeffrey Vinnick has done such an amazing job of. I mean, that place is just completely transformed. And now you're going to put a baseball stadium down there, state of the art, that's going to be used for a lot of other different community events, open 365, 24/7. I mean, are you kidding me? And it's baseball that we love. And an ownership group that we're going to wrap our arms around, much like we did with Jeffrey Vinnick, and the Glazers have done such a great job. Attendance issues, I really don't think we're going to have much issues here, folks. If it's just a numbers play, I mean, you have, again, 600, 700,000 people at most in Pinellas County within a 30-minute drive of the Trop, and now you're going to have over 2 million. I mean, so if it's 2 to 3 times more accessible within that area, I mean, if you were to do half as much as you did at Tropicana Field, you're going to be in the mid 25s, which means it's a full house almost every single night. I don't expect that every Tuesday nights. In August, are there going to be 25,000 people? I doubt it, but there'll probably be 18 to 20. Instead of 4,000, which is what we would normally get at the Trop, and frankly, sometimes that we got during the day, in Tampa. But again, at a minor league field outside in the heat. That's not what we're doing here. It's not what we're doing. We're finally doing what we should have done a long time ago. And let's say that since that debacle in Tampa in 2018, when I realized he doesn't want to do this. And every year there was just more and more information. He's not going to ever build a stadium, ever. He's going to run it out at Tropicana Field because he pays no rent there, has no costs, and just dumps money into his pocket. He's never going to do this. 2-city plan, please. Even he knew that was never going to come to fruition. It was just more wasting time acting like you want to do a stadium. And then he gifted everything in St. Pete, and you still wasn't going to do it. And then finally Major League Baseball said, okay, all right, that's enough. We've seen enough. This is something we should have done. The Major League Baseball, as I begged them to step in 5 years ago. And it took them this long. All right, whatever. We're finally here. But we finally got it done. And now we can finally do it the right way. Baseball in Florida, too many transplants, doesn't work in Miami, doesn't work. Get the Rays out. No. Miami's done it all wrong. They've had horrible ownership, horrible stadium issues, and still do with the location and the ownership. Terrible down there. But now we have a chance, and this is why I was so glad that it never went through in St. Pete. I mean, we dodged the bullet. We dodged the bullet because we'd still be dealing with the location issue and an ownership issue. And now we can finally do it the right effing way. And you wait and see what this will become in Tampa Bay. But we can finally realize what Major League Baseball and Tampa Bay's love for baseball and the fabric of our culture will produce. And I think it's going to be amazing. Hey, are we going to win as many games? I don't know. And frankly, I don't care. Are we going to be a cellar dweller? No, I don't think so. These guys know what they're doing. They're winners. They've been successful at everything in their life. And we got a good core right now. Oh, by the way, haven't even mentioned Eric Neander staying on. Eric Neander staying on, and he did a press conference yesterday and was asked multiple times about what the payroll is going to be. And he's like, I don't want to speak for the new owners, but the fact, if he didn't say this, but the fact that he's sitting there and he's smiling and he's talking about a bright future, what do you think they told him? Hey, we're going to cut the payroll. No, we're going to put the money, the $60 million in revenue sharing that they'll probably still get for while they're in the Tropicana Field, plus the $100 million in Central Fund revenue and all the revenue they're going to generate from getting more people into the park and promoting this team and marketing and us coming together as a community to support them. That's our job. That's our job as a community now. We have no excuses to come support them, except, we still got to go to the Trop for 3 years, but that's okay. When there's a bright future ahead, they're partnering with the community and building a new stadium. We can do that. And I would highly, highly encourage you guys to do it more, as many times as you can. Support this group. We're going to owe it to them for what they're doing and putting their money out there for this to be a success. Listen, this is not listen, is it a slam dunk deal? Well, who knows where the economy is going, right? What the future holds. There's a lot of risk involved in what these guys are doing. And we need to support them. And it starts now, by the way. It starts now. The press conference is on Tuesday, but it starts now. We need to support this group. And I'm going to be yelling at you guys to high heaven about this. Because without your support, if the community does not, and we don't need this, well, let's wait and see. No, when they get the deal done in Tampa, and we need to support that as well and tell the political people, listen, you guys need to stand up and make this happen. We're not, that's the only part of this that still is kind of up in the air, because you can't control the political process of this in terms of what, there'll be a lot of, I wouldn't see a lot, but there'll be a few grandstanding politicians that are going to jump up and say, we don't need to give any public money, blah, 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 blah. And listen, I'm not here to say we need to be doing a boondoggle deal like St. Pete threw out there. Hell to the no. That was awful. That was awful. And that's not what this new group is going to ask for. They have more integrity than that. And they know that that's not the way to do things. You got to work with the community, not suck every penny out of the community. That doesn't work. They know that. So it is a bright day in Tampa Bay. And I myself am just tickled that we were able to bring you this news months ago, and everything we told you has come to fruition, and it's going to happen. And baseball is going to explode in Tampa Bay. And eventually, we're going to win a goddamn World Series. We're going to win one because we're going to have the resources to compete, something we've never had, to truly compete. Not just a one-off here and there. Everything's got to go right. No injuries, blah, blah, blah. No, we're going to be able to compete with the big boys, as we always should have. We're not a small market. No matter how many times the previous regime wanted to tell you that, that is a false narrative. We are the 11th largest market and growing. And I'll never let you forget that. And now we're going to act like it. We're not going to be the welfare child of Major League Baseball. We're done with that. We're going to pull up our own bootstraps, build a goddamn stadium where it always should have been. No disrespect to St. Pete at all. It's just a location issue. And we're going to get this done like other communities get done. It's not that hard. So away we go. And I'm excited. Oh, and by the way, so I talked to Jason Romano yesterday, and Kyle Tucker has come on this show and told me many times he didn't want to play in the Trop because he has to ice his knees every time he plays in the Trop. Well, they're putting down a new carpet in the Trop, and hopefully it's going to be much better than the old one. And he is now open to signing in Tampa Bay, and he will be a free agent after this season. So what do we need, Timmy? A power-hitting outfielder, correct?
Well, to start, you need more than that, but yeah, that'd be a good start.
That's the biggest piece that we need,
Sure,
without question. We need a power-hitting outfielder. Who fits the bill better than Kyle Tucker? Speed, power, great defensive player, and he's from here, loves Tampa Bay, building a house, just bought a house on Palmacia Golf Course, and wants to play here for the rest of his life.
Oh, so he's your neighbor now.
He is my neighbor, indeed.
How you like that?
Hello, neighbor. Hello, neighbor.
Hello.
But now he's open to playing for this new ownership group and playing at the Trop for a couple more years and on the new carpet, and then staying here and opening up the new stadium. Like, that's a must do. Well, he'd be going to be neighbors with Fred Ridley, one of the owners.
Right?
Yeah. You go over there and borrow a cup of sugar.
People still do that.
I think they do.
I don't think that's a thing. That's like only in movies and in penthouse forum, right?
Probably have that delivered by Kroger. But
that only happens in movies and penthouse forum.
Like, but what a better way to celebrate community than to bring, one of the top 5 players in baseball home to a place where he wants to play. And I mean, I don't think there would be a better way. Hey, we're re-signing Junior Caminero, or we're extending Junior Caminero for 12 years, and we're signing Kyle Tucker. I'm not saying it's happening, but I'm saying at least it's possible now. That was never possible under the previous regime, who had you all hoodwinked that we could never do it. Well, guess what, folks? We can.